Okay, moving on. Let's talk about mental health awareness. What is it that you exactly do? You tell people the importance of mental health. You're educating people. Are you connecting people? What is it that you're doing exactly?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question, and thank you for asking it because there is a lot of confusion. Driveway Devi, which is our platform for mental wellness initiatives, is essentially an enabler. And when I say enabler, it means enabler of psychoeducation, of which we find there is a severe paucity generally in society. So, enabler in terms of spreading awareness, enabler in terms of connecting people in mental distress to the most appropriate ethical mental health professionals out there, which now more recently is not limited to traditional psychotherapists, but also we are becoming a platform that's now modality agnostic. Reiki, for example, may not work for me, but
Sorry,
that is
sorry,
not
I'll
to say
interrupt you. I don't understand these terms. Could you explain it a little simpler?
modality agnostic simply means that we don't just work with and refer people to a shrink, quote unquote, not just to a psychologist or to a psychiatrist or to a therapist. We also recommend them, if they so desire, to people who are practicing alternative methods of healing, ranging from but not limited to things such as yoga, Ayurveda, Reiki, access bars, etc. Because there is no such thing as one size fits all. If I'm personally not a believer in the stream of Reiki, doesn't mean the other person is not and that it won't help them. So we have become a modality agnostic platform, which essentially means that we embrace and present and platform whoever's out there offering whatever kind of healing, and then it is incumbent on the individual to try that and see if that particular solution worked for them or not.
So there's quite a stigma attached to this. If people are suffering from depression, they hide it. Many don't even tell their family. Is there a message that you would like to convey? Is it something that they should be ashamed of? I know many who are suffering from depression, so is there something they should be ashamed of?
So, unfortunately, the moment one talks about any kind of mental distress, because I suppose of our decades and decades of largely patriarchal conditioning and the way society is constructed, it is immediately perceived as a sign of weakness. That is not the same association with something physical. If you have a polo player who injures himself, will plainly go to the doctor. In fact, his injury may even be lauded and celebrated. Oh my God, he was playing a match. How macho when he hurt himself. But the way to view it, in my suggestion, is that it is exactly the same. Your body is hurt, you seek help. Your mind is hurt, you seek help. There's absolutely no difference. And it has nothing to do with weakness or inability or anything. In fact, I would go so far as to say that if you are open about these things, and if you are naked and vulnerable and bare all, that requires the kind of courage that nothing else does. So it's actually a very brave thing.
That's a great thing to say, and it's amazing that you're doing this, spreading the awareness, and people can come out of their shells and talk to others, get the help they require. Now, moving on to a lighter note, all of us suffer from depression at some point or the other. Do you have some fun tip to give us? Like, should we go and sing in the shower? Some fun tip, something funny.
Fun is an absolutely crucial element to the healing process. And I'll tell you why and how. We all lead very busy lives. I mean, they say that Jaipur's at a slower pace, maybe, but in our own ways, our 24 hours are chock-a-block with things that commitments that we have of our own and other duties and roles that we play out, whether it's as a father, sister, brother, whatever. 10 minutes in a 24-hour cycle to do sacrosanct, sanctimonious something that is the most fun to you as an individual. And that can be any goddamn thing on the planet, pardon my French. It can be singing, it can be scribbling, it can be doodling, it can be watching old repeats of Chitrahar. It can be anything that is fun that you do for 10 minutes by yourself without disturbance. And you'll see that it'll be transformative for your mental state.
What is your secret? What is your fun secret? What do you do to de-stress?
I can't say that in public. No, I'm kidding. But there are lots of things. It depends, but mostly music.
Music. Okay.